The Texas Legislature returned today for a special session. 18 items in all are on the agenda. They include the redrawing of the state's congressional districts and a relief package for those impacted by deadly flooding earlier this month. President Trump has urged the legislature to redraw the state's congressional district map in a way that adds 5 Republican seats. The move would help the GOP retain control of the U.S. House after the 2026 midterm elections. David Goodman joins us now. He's the Houston bureau chief for the New York Times. Thank you so much for joining us, David. With flood response and redistricting as the top 2 issues, why does the order in which they are addressed matter?
Well, the order actually is of critical importance here in the special session because the Democrats in the body have very few levers to pull to try and prevent this redistricting from happening. But one of the things they can do is deny a quorum to the whole proceeding, essentially walk out on what's going on. And so for Republicans, it's been important for them to strategize a way to avoid that from happening. And so what they've hit upon here is they're going to try and hold a vote on redistricting, we've been told, before any vote on the flood response. And in that way, try and get the Democrats to stick around and, pressure them into being there for those votes so that they aren't walking out on, votes later on the flood. So that's the strategy at the moment. The Democrats have countered by saying, this is the most important thing in Texas right now is the flooding and not redistricting, and they want that to happen first, but they have very little power to make that happen.
Now, there are 4 different matters related to the deadly flooding that the special session will consider. Walk us through what they hope to address and accomplish for future disasters.
Right. So there's a couple of different things they're going to look at. They're going to look at emergency warning systems. That's something that really came up after the flash flood that killed so many people in the Hill Country. Their warning systems just weren't there or weren't effective at getting people, alerted and out of the way of this deadly water. And so they're going to look at what can they do to make sure people, A, get the warnings, and B, heed those warnings. And so they'll look at sirens that might be outdoors. They'll look at improving maybe cell phone service in these areas. There's lots of pockets where they don't have cell service there. They're also going to look at increased funding for emergency responders, those communications, because there are also problems with that kind of communication in this area. And then they're going to look at funding for the devastated Hill Country, which really has a lot of need right now, a lot of devastated communities there. And so they're looking to the state government to help them out.
So a lot that they're going to have to go over, but focusing on that flooding, which is incredibly important when you just look at the amount of people that have been lost there. David Goodman, thank you so much for your time. We really appreciate you.
And thank you for having me.